Hi there. Welcome to A New Way to Museum. My name is David Levering. I run the science camps at the Sternberg, as well as our virtual museum on GatherTown. In this series of videos, we're going to be taking a tour of some parts of the virtual museum, and we will also be talking with some Sternberg Museum staff, as well as some outside paleontologists about their work, some of the work that they do that involves the Sternberg Museum, and generally have a good time exploring paleontology in this virtual world. This week, our guest is Rebecca Hunt Foster, paleontologist at Dinosaur National Monument. Let's go say hi. Hi there, Rebecca. How are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing all right. I see you've got some fossil bits here. Take a look at those. Can
Yeah,
you tell us anything about what we're looking at here?
sure. What we've got here is the leg of an Allosaurus. An Allosaurus is a large dinosaur that lived in the Jurassic period, at the end of the Jurassic period.
Gotcha. So Jurassic is kind of your forte, if I remember correctly. So can you tell the folks kind of what you do in paleontology?
Sure. I am the paleontologist at Dinosaur National Monument. And Dinosaur National Monument is located in eastern Utah, northeastern Utah, and northwestern Colorado. And Dinosaur National Monument is a really important place because it preserves a whole quarry full of these late Jurassic dinosaur fossils that people can come and visit and see.
And this is the like they may have seen it in TV shows, like the wall of dinosaur bones
Yeah,
that are
yeah,
like dwarfing the people on them.
exactly. It's a whole quarry wall, and a building has been built around it so that people can come inside and see all these fossils still in the rock like they were when they were discovered.
And there's some really neat stuff there. I've seen plenty of documentation of it. It's like sauropods, and do you guys have some theropods, like carnivorous dinosaurs, in there too?
Yeah, it's mostly Allosaurus. There
Oh,
has
okay.
been a few teeth of another cousin of that dinosaur called Ceratosaurus.
Oh, okay. Awesome. That's the one that's got like the one with a nose, like a little horn on its
Yeah,
nose.
has a little horn on its head.
So
Yeah, and then
how?
we get Stegosaurus, lots of
Oh, okay.
Stegosaurus material. And so we also get some other herbivorous dinosaurs like Dryosaurus and Camptosaurus.
Oh, okay. So all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah.
Do you get any plant fossils, or is it just bones and teeth?
Yeah, we also have some large sections of wood,
Oh,
petrified
okay.
wood. Not petrified, it's coalified, but we do get some trees that are also found in that quarry.
That's pretty great. So you have some other evidence to give you an idea of what the environment was like
Yep,
as
absolutely.
well.
There's also even invertebrate fossils that are little, like clam-like animals
Oh,
that
okay.
tell us a lot about the environment.
The small stuff that's so important for helping us understand what was going on back then.
Absolutely.
So how did you find yourself in this kind of career position? Like some folks, I think a lot of times people see like paleontologists in these big universities and they're standing in these basements talking about like hallways full of bones, but that's not the entire picture of how you can be a professional paleontologist.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of different paths you can take. And I always really enjoyed being outside and visiting our national parks and other public lands and always found that really interesting, that whole aspect of it. So after grad school, I started um, working with the National Park Service and with the Bureau of Land Management to write fossil reports and learn more about fossils that are found in other areas. So we have 270 national parks that have fossils have been found in.
Wow.
So that's quite a lot. I mean, you may be going to a national park and not even realizing that there are fossils there.
So are there a lot of other park paleontologists that you work with within the National Park Service?
There aren't very many of us. There are about 10 of us
Okay.
that work throughout the United States in various different fossil parks like Petrified Forest and
Okay.
Badlands National Park, John Day Fossil Bed. And so there aren't very many federal paleontologists. And sometimes some federal paleontologists may manage large areas. They may
Okay.
manage entire states or entire regions of the United States.
And you are working, I imagine, then with paleontologists that are coming from other institutions who are doing research on the fossil specimens that you oversee?
Yeah, we have researchers come from all over the world. They may be students, they may be working at a university, they may work at another museum or another national park or for other federal lands. And they come here to study the fossils that have been found at Dinosaur National Monument.
And another really important function of these areas, I imagine, is being kind of a public-facing representatives for paleontology within the U.S. because people are visiting these places and really seeing the work as it's getting done.
Yeah, absolutely. Dinosaur National Monument has had a visitor center where people can come and view the dinosaur quarry since the 1950s.
Wow,
So we get a lot of repeat visitors. We get grandparents that are bringing their grandkids, and they remember coming when they were younger.
that's awesome.
So yeah, it's really cool, and it's a great place to be able to walk up, and you can even touch fossils at our quarry. You can walk right up to the quarry wall and touch several of the dinosaur bones that have been discovered, which isn't something that you can do at most sites. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
You used to be able to come in the quarry and watch them actually excavating the fossils down to where you could see them. That work isn't ongoing anymore because they want to make sure that we leave as many fossils on the wall as possible.
sure.
And so now when you come in, you kind of get to see it in this state where these fossils will still be there when you bring your grandkids.
Right. So you've worked your way into kind of this leadership position, being in charge of paleontology at Dinosaur National Monument. What is some wisdom that you can give maybe some of our students who are watching this who are thinking about pursuing paleontology and might end up in that kind of leadership eventually themselves when they're older? What are some things that they should maybe keep in mind as they're progressing through their education and early career?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a really great career, and you meet a lot of really interesting people. I'd say if you want to do it, you just have to be really passionate and ready to be kind of self motivated and move forward to be able to do the work. You've got to chase down opportunities when they present themselves and just be real tenacious in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Never stop learning and don't pigeonhole yourself too much into
Sure.
one discipline too. Explore other opportunities. I've even worked on billion-year-old fossils all the way up to some mammal fossils. And it's good to learn about all the things that are going on, and you'll find your place in the world, but don't restrict yourself because you'll miss out on a lot of really cool opportunities.
I imagine being present in the paleo community for a while has also been helpful. Just people knowing kind of who you are and that you do good work and you're good to work
Yeah.
with and all that.
Yeah, I've gone to Society of Vertebrate Paleontology meetings since I was an undergraduate student in first few years in college. So I think going to those meetings, I've also been to Geological Society of America meetings, going to those, and then as well as regional meetings. There's a lot
Hmm.
of really cool small meetings that take place all across the country, and those are really important too. You've got to build up a really great network of people, and those people are the folks that you're going to be talking to throughout your whole career,
Right.
who can help you, who can put you in touch with people, and who you'll need to put people in touch with as well. So it's really important to have a good, strong network.
So people seeing this, maybe this is the first time they've gotten some good insight into how a paleontologist with the Park Service kind of does their job. What's something that you'd really like the public to know about how paleontology operates within the Park Service for the American public?
Yeah, we love our national parks, and we love to be able to share all these really cool, great resources that you can come to see, whether it's dinosaur fossils or other fossils. It might be really cool rocks or animals or plants. There's a lot of things that our national parks protect and preserve for people to be able to enjoy. But what we really want people to remember is that we want to protect these areas. We don't want to
Right.
carve on top of rock art or take fossils home with us because we want to be able to leave those in place for other people to be able to enjoy and experience for decades to come. And
Right.
so it's really important for all of us to work together to protect and preserve these really awesome areas.
Right. Making sure that those resources are still there for as long as they've been there already, for as long as
Yeah,
possible.
absolutely.
So what would be, I know there's a lot of research that comes out of our paleo parks, not just from the paleontologists that work there, but from paleontologists that they are working with as well from other areas. Is there like a favorite paleo park based discovery that's come out over the past couple of years that you think people should really know about, that really shows us like this is the kind of cool work that's going on in the Park Service?
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool work that's going on. There's a lot of really cool stuff to come too that hasn't been published. I
Oh,
can't
I
talk
imagine, yeah.
right. Yeah, but yeah, when you think about all the really cool things that are being published, there's like the group in Petrified Forest. They have so many cool things that they're publishing on and that they have coming out. They've recently described a frog from the
Oh, wow.
Triassic, which was really interesting. And then they've got some other really cool projects on little small animals.
Hmm.
And that's something that we have a lot of people researching as well, are the little small animals that lived alongside the dinosaurs in the late Jurassic here at Dinosaur National Monument.
Okay.
So there's a lot of really cool research that's coming up.
Stuff on the little things that really fill in all the
Yeah,
gaps as far as how we understand these
absolutely.
dinosaurs were living.
Yeah, the dinosaurs are really cool, but you have to remember there's a whole ecosystem
Right.
living under their feet. And a lot of those poor little guys get overlooked sometimes. And there's everything from little mammals and amphibians and salamanders, crocodiles, turtles, all sorts of cool things that we're learning a lot from. And it's actually telling us a lot about the environment, including things like plants.
Right. Of course.
The Morrison Formation isn't as dry as it's been made out to be. It isn't as, this sub-arid,
Hmm.
dry environment that people are told about. It's pretty lush. All those dinosaurs were eating something.
And if we're going to understand how these dinosaurs changed over time, certain species come and go, etc., understanding the environment that they were existing in is crucial. Otherwise, you're just kind of describing anatomy and whatnot of these giant animals, which is fascinating, but not the entire picture.
No, yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
Um, is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience about paleo in the parks before I let you go back to looking for Allosaurus pieces?
Thanks. Yeah, no, we're excited to have you all come and visit our national parks. And if you need any help, we have a really great website that'll tell you
Hmm.
all about the different fossil parks that you can visit. Um, we
We'll
hope
make
to
sure the
see
link
you.
gets down there below you.
Yeah, we'll make sure that it pops up. Yeah, no, we're just looking forward to seeing you soon in the parks and check out all the different opportunities that are available.
And you also, the Park Service has for college students, if I remember right, seasonal internships that come up every once in a while.
Yeah, the different parks use different organizations. A lot of us use a group called Scientists in the Parks,
Hmm.
and that's who my internships are through. And I know John Day and Badlands use those as well to hire interns in the summer. And we'll bring students on for usually about 12 weeks. And we have a lot of different projects that people get to work on, and a lot of cool stuff gets done. We couldn't do things without our interns.
Yeah, I think we had a former camp student, Sophie Kajun, was I think she was at Petrified Forest or Fossil Butte, one of those two last year, and she had a great time. So yeah, definitely a good opportunity for folks to look into if
Yeah.
that's something they're interested in. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Rebecca. We're going to take off. And thank you everyone who joined us for A New Way to Museum, the Sternberg Museum of Natural History, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.
Thanks for joining us in A New Way to Museum with the Sternberg Museum of Natural History. If you enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell for notifications when we release a new video. Support us on Patreon for early access and exclusive content. You can also follow us on all our social media. Links are found in the description. Thanks for watching, and follow your curiosity to new discoveries.